All right, guys, so what we're going to do today is answer a question that you kids have given us. We get this virtually every day. We have lots of 4 and 5-year-olds, and 4 and 5-year-olds are known for their questions. So, question, who are those old dudes on the wall? Answer, I'm going to run it down. This gentleman here is Jigoro Kano. He lived in the late 1800s, died in the early 1900s. He was literally from the original samurai class. He was a Japanese jiu-jitsu practitioner. As feudal times began to end in Japan, the idea of taking the old jiu-jitsu, which was created simply for combat, and making it into a sport came about. He started a school called the Kodokan, where he originated the martial art judo. One of his students, one of his original students was Mitsu Maeda, and he was tasked with spreading the word of judo, the techniques, and the style around the world. One of the places that Maeda was sent was Brazil. And when he went to Brazil, he began teaching people primarily from one family. His first student in Brazil was Carlos Gracie, and Carlos quickly brought his brother Helio Gracie in. Helio is often seen as sort of the grandfather of what we know as jiu-jitsu today. This gentleman is Helio Gracie. What's interesting about him, he was a very tiny man. I know a lot of you kids are small and you feel weak. He was a tiny man who literally fought anybody who came along in Brazil in public and beat virtually everybody, despite the fact that many of these people were far larger than him. Now, when we get into our lineage, what makes positive balance, of course, we represent the Soul Fighters team. We have here Francisco Mansour. This gentleman lives in New York City now. He was a Brazilian police officer for almost 40 years. He's distinguished in that he has been shot 6 times and survived. He is a red belt. He was one of Helio's first students. He received his black belt directly from Helio Gracie. Master Mansour, to this day, practices jiu-jitsu daily. The kids always ask which of these guys is alive. Helio is dead. Francisco Mansour is still alive. He has a nephew, and by the way, Francisco's school in Brazil and now in New York City was called Kyoto Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, honoring our Japanese forefathers. He gave the black belt to his nephew, Alvaro Mansour. Alvaro Mansour is one of the founders of the Soul Fighter team. He's a guy that I've met many times. He's actually, for many years, been one of the head referees for the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation. He's a really neat guy, although maybe a little grumpy at times. And then finally, he gave the black belt to Bruno Lopez Mendez, better known to us as Tank. Tank is the founder with Alvaro and with his brother Tanquinho, who many of you have met, of the Soul Fighters team. We are directly under him. For instance, it was Tank who gave Dylan the black belt. And it was Tank who put the first stripe on my black belt. So that runs down the old dudes on the wall. I hope this interests you guys, and I hope it explains a lot. Take care.